Hello everybody. I had a request to do a reading on Mahavatar Babaji. And as you can see, his image is up here with the Himalayas behind him. So let's see what happens with this reading. It will be interesting, hopefully. And the question was more on what is his vision for the world and what are his teachings. But let's see what comes forward. Okay, so there's a lot of stillness when one gets up to his image, and the feeling is blessings. His presence is one of blessings. Okay, so he enriches the dry earth. He brings wonderful greenery to the spirit. He gives refreshment to those that are thirsty. So let's see what this no is about. Does this mean that this is wrong? Okay, no. So it feels like what it's doing is just going over back and forth on the image and just feeling it. Okay, so it's not like what is being said is incorrect. Let's see if this is right. Is this right? So yes, so it's just, sometimes it does that. It just gets a feel of the image as one's speaking. Okay, so again, one can feel a coiled serpent in there, or the Kundalini lives in this being, in this presence, in this energy. He has that name that was given that means serpent way back. This was part of what he was called with. That energy, that Kundalini energy is in him. And you can see that snake dance there. And there it is again. It will go to balance. It will turn the other way. So that's there in him very, very strongly. Okay, so there's a cross on his forehead. He is Christ consciousness. One can also see a Buddha in his heart. He is awakened in that way. He is a Siddha, which means one that has risen above any of the limitations of consciousness. So he's a perfected Siddha. Okay. Okay, so he did journey in body at one point, and way back, maybe even during the time of Jesus or Christ, he journeyed, he was here, and he did have his presence here then. It just is, it's kind of not so strong. I just see a book with these pages that are wiped clean. So, I just really don't know how much of a story we're going to get about him. This book is very old. It's very antique looking and dusty. The pages are completely clean, as he has erased any persona or any personal story. It just doesn't exist in Babaji. Okay, so that isn't present. So one is not gonna, at least from here, I'm just not getting a really strong story of him embodiment as much as, again, seeing that snake dance within him. Okay, divinity. So let's move forward and see what else may come in terms of his teachings or what his vision is for the world. Okay, so with him, he has appeared in form to some swamis or babas and ones that are on the journey. He has come in form that way. Okay, so so this is something that, it wasn't an illusion. When he appears, it is his real spirit, is his real, I can see a light. He's very Christ-like, just a light shining around and through him with open arms and a cross. So, but he has appeared in form and given teachings and blessings to those he has appeared to with his energy, with his light. Okay, and that has given them energy to move forward and continue their journey, or, like a river's continue whatever teachings that were that he imparted or that lived and resided within him. Okay, so what his teachings do contain are messages of the divine, messages of being still, messages of love, pure love, truly, of giving yourself wholly to spirit, to light, and not letting yourself be protected by these guards that people put up and trying to maintain, and what one can see as fences around themselves. Like, I am this way and I need to protect what my beliefs are, what my philosophies are, what my arguments are, what my pain is. I need to protect all of that, which has to do with a persona or a personality. Okay, so what he is relaying is those fences are not, they're illusory and have no purpose. Truly, they have no purpose whatsoever in life. So to break those down, they're truly garbage. Really, they're not anything that has value, and all that they will do is secure a prison cell more. Even though one thinks they're protecting themselves, it will shield them from this light that surrounds and radiates and penetrates in all directions, in the heavens, on earth, in the cosmos. Okay, so this is the same light, and what these fences or these guards that people put up, these defense mechanisms, create, push it away. They just can't come that way. Okay, so he is one that completely surrendered himself to the divine without hesitation, and he, from this way of his that was settled in eternity, gave fragrance or blessings as he moves through this planetary cosmos. Okay, so he's not one that anyone can really label, because he's really broken out of any labels or confinements. In terms of any more teachings or his vision, he is, and one can see those eyes, they're actually very penetrating, and there's quite a force around them, around actually this whole image. Okay, so he does want life to be blessed with stillness, with goodness, with peace. He wants it to be that way, and works to break down some of these hard casings that people have in their heads and on their bodies, like chains, like fetters. He works to melt those away with his resonating light, with his beauty, with his love, with his grace, and has only that in his heart, only the wanting of the best or the highest. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else here. More than likely, it feels very light. There's been points of some heaviness, but overall this has a very ethereal feeling. Okay, so he's a mystic. He's broken through those chains of any bonds of separation. Okay. So let's see what this is about. Okay, so mind is this wake. So he's showing how mind can get agitated. This energy, at least, is showing, working with here. Mind gets agitated and then all of a sudden it just stills, and it's a beautiful feeling. Everything all through your cells stills, quiets, gets balance. It's a very different feeling. It's light, it's heavenly. Okay, so he's just displaying the difference of this feeling of being vacant of these hard concepts and shells and ways that people have. So he's attempting to show that, or at least this energy, as one is working through this image. I don't want to say, him. This is the energy that's coming. Okay, so is what is felt by working with this, making these connections. Life is without these things that mind lays on them. This is something we hear from a lot of enlightened ones, that it is mind that makes the suffering, and mind that creates limitations and causes all these wars, different things that are happening on the planet. Okay, it's mind, it's energy. It's not... Okay, again, one can see the cross being made on his forehead. It's not concrete. It's not concrete. Okay, so let's see if we can answer any questions. So let's see, is the world going to move in a better direction with more light, more healing, more love? Let's see if this will happen in the near future. If there is an answer, that would be forthcoming. Okay, so it's just showing that right now the world is dragging in so many ways, and this is not good. So one needs to climb up away from that, and will it happen? Will it happen is what we want to know, right? Boy, it's still it's slanted. I'm not getting a complete yes. It's really so up to every heart, every spirit. These things aren't going to happen magically. We really have to open our hearts and work at this. We have to make our own efforts. We have to let go. No one can make anyone let go. Okay, this is me speaking, but let's see what happens now with more of this. Okay, so power and greed, these are things that need to be thrown away. Power and greed, throw them out. No need for them. Okay, so again, let's see if there's anything else that really needs to be said right now. And who knows, maybe more will come with another series or section on Babaji, but right now this feels like a good ending. And thank you for tuning in, and I hope you did get some good messages here. Okay, namaste. Bye-bye.